Shedeur Sanders fires back at Micah Parsons' overreaction after loss. It's just football. Don't take it personal. In a heated response to Micah Parsons' over-the-top reaction following his team's loss to Shedeur Sanders' squad, the star quarterback fired back, saying that the linebacker needed to calm down and focus on his own performance. The fierce back and forth between the two players has sparked a massive controversy, with Sanders making it clear that Parsons' anger over the defeat was misplaced and unnecessary. "Micah needs to focus on his team and stop making it about me," Sanders said, his voice sharp and unyielding. "At the end of the day, it's just football. We won the game, and that's all that matters. If Micah can't handle a loss, that's something he needs to work on, because it's a part of the game." Parsons, known for his fiery competitiveness, had harsh words after the defeat, expressing frustration about the loss and seeming to blame Sanders' team for the outcome. However, Sanders wasn't having any of it, saying that Parsons' emotional reaction was out of line and a distraction from what really mattered. "This is a game of ups and downs," Sanders continued. "We came out on top this time, but it's not the end of the world. Parsons needs to take a step back, reflect on his own play, and get ready for next week. We didn't make it personal. He did." The clash between the two teams now carries a level of animosity that could only grow with the lingering tension from this public exchange. As both sides prepare for their next matchups, it's clear that the rivalry is heating up, with both players more than ready to prove their worth on the field. Don't be fooled. Steelers' Week 3 win over Patriots exposes deeper issues. Here we'll try to look at and discuss the 4 reasons the Pittsburgh Steelers should be concerned despite Week 3 win over Patriots. The Pittsburgh Steelers have certainly been quite entertaining early this season. Their Week 3 clash with the New England Patriots was proof of that. The Steelers held on for a dramatic 21-14 victory. Aaron Rodgers delivered late, Calvin Austin III made the decisive catch, and the defense came up with big plays at crucial moments. Beneath the excitement, though, lies a troubling reality. This team has issues that could undermine its season if they aren't addressed soon. Steelers ride defense, late Rodgers heroics to beat Patriots. In the Steelers' Week 3 win over the Patriots, Aaron Rodgers threw 2 touchdown passes. Those included the game-winner T. Austin with just over 2 minutes remaining. Meanwhile, Patriots quarterback Drake May passed for 269 yards and 2 scores. However, New England self-destructed with 5 turnovers. They had 1 interception and 4 fumbles, 2 of which came inside Pittsburgh's 2-yard line. The Steelers' defense proved decisive, produced 5 sacks, forcing all 5 turnovers. They also shut down a potential game-tying drive in the final minute. Veteran Steelers lineman Cameron Hayward played a starring role. He tipped a pass that resulted in an interception and later forced a fumble near the goal line. Rodgers, meanwhile, made history by surpassing Brett Favre for 4th place on the all-time touchdown pass list. That was after a 12-yard strike to DK Metcalf in the second quarter. Still, beneath the celebration, Pittsburgh has some worrying issues. Here we'll try to look at and discuss the 4 reasons the Pittsburgh Steelers should be concerned despite Week 3 win over Patriots. Rodgers is good, but not great. Rodgers still has flashes of the brilliance that made him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in NFL history. His fade touchdowns to Metcalf and Austin were vintage Rodgers, precise. Those were daring throws in high-leverage moments. Pittsburgh's red zone offense remains efficient largely because of his poise in those situations. Look closer, though, and cracks appear. His accuracy was inconsistent, and he threw a brutal interception directly into the arms of former Steelers linebacker Robert Spillane. At his age, Rodgers is still tough enough to hang in against pressure. However, it's fair to wonder how much punishment his body can endure over a 17-game schedule. His play isn't elevating the team often enough, and stretches of stagnation put unnecessary pressure on the defense. Asking Rodgers to carry this team week after week could prove unsustainable. What flashes, but consistency is key. The good news is that TJ Watt finally broke through. He snapped a 6-game drought without a sack by bringing down May twice. It was a relief for fans to see their defensive star regain his disruptive presence. It also gave Pittsburgh hope that Watt can once again anchor the pass rush. The bad news is that skepticism remains. One game, even a strong one, doesn't erase nearly 2 months of relative invisibility. The NFL's elite pass rushers don't just show up occasionally. They dominate consistently, dictating protections and tilting the field. What has done that in the past? That said, can he still do it now? The Steelers' defense needs what at his best to offset shortcomings elsewhere. Defense bends too often on key downs. And speaking of shortcomings, Pittsburgh forced 5 turnovers and notched 5 sacks. Sure, those are winning numbers. However, the defense also allowed May to carve them up on possession downs. It repeatedly extended drives with completions on 3rd and even 4th down. That inconsistency is alarming, particularly given the investment in this unit. Cam Hayward didn't sugarcoat the problem after the game. "I think sometimes we were not paying attention to our assignments," he admitted. "Sometimes you can get a little thirsty in there. Think it's just going to be a sneak or two, but then on the flip side, it can make you susceptible to big passes." Assignment discipline shouldn't be an issue for a veteran group. Yet it was, and if not for New England's self-inflicted turnovers, this could easily have been a different outcome. Arthur Smith's offense lacks identity. Perhaps the most puzzling concern is on the sideline. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith has had moments where his play calling looks cutting edge. We have seen modern spacing concepts, well-timed shots downfield, and creative usage of personnel. Too often, though, he reverts to an almost archaic approach that kills momentum and identity. This inconsistency makes the offense difficult to trust. At times, it feels like Smith is coaching in 2025, but sometimes it feels like he's stuck in 2005. For a roster with Rodgers, Metcalf, and emerging weapons like Austin, the Steelers should be much more dynamic. Without a clear identity, the Steelers risk wasting their talent. Bottom line, the Steelers are 2-1, which is better than the alternative. They've beaten 2 AFC rivals, and Rodgers continues to prove he can deliver in clutch moments. The defense still makes impact plays, and Hayward remains a tone setter. However, those positives shouldn't blind Pittsburgh to the flaws that nearly cost them on Sunday. Rodgers' inconsistency. What's uncertain form, defensive lapses on key downs, and Smith's puzzling play calling all pose real threats to this team's long-term success. Beating the Patriots was entertaining, sure. That said, if the Steelers want to contend deep into the season, they need more than entertainment. They need answers.